some of their early game leads and convert it to that W.
StarBoys still going to ban out Osiris as we head into a fresh plane here. Game number 2. Osiris will be banned out. Strictly business. Battle the Zeus. They don't want to see that one after using it themselves in game 1. They say no Zeus.
Baronic, you know, he could play other guys besides Zeus. It doesn't necessarily have to be the juice coming out of that god. Just relying on other options now, but still banning away the Susan.
Hey, listen, Baronic was streaming for the first time. I mean, Baronic streams like once every summer solstice, let's say, but he was playing the Hebo. Maybe we'll see the Hebo show up here. It was funny. I tuned in specifically. I was like, oh, Baronic streaming, and of course he's playing the Hebo. It's one of his signature gods. I really want to see if Strictly Business go in that direction.
Gab locked in for StarBoys, trying to really get some of these defensive options for them this time around. Thor for Strictly Business, a god that we don't normally see too often in the console scene.
Yeah, but still provides so much of the control, and well, kind of the opposite guy here. Thoth guy will be the selection for Strictly Business. Much longer range than the Hebo I was asking for, and perhaps a little bit more viable because of it. But a lot of damage is going to be coming out of the Birdman.
With Bologna being locked in for StarBoys. Last time around, it was Osiris and Bologna banned away. It was Robin picked in that stage of the before the secondary ban phase, but picking the Bologna now with that open is going to allow a lot of aggression coming out of Sam.
I like the Soul selection again. A little bit of ambiguity might wind up in Cameron's hand, might wind up in Klau's hand, but Klau, I think, really pilots the Soul well. His positioning in the last end of that game was a little bit questionable, like I brought up, but again, that's more of a team thing than an individual thing, and there's a whole nother conversation to be had. I liked what Soul was bringing during the regular beginning of the game and the middle point of the game, so we'll see how it works out here.
Just a good amount of control also during the cages coming out of Daily Dale, so it still worked out in the early to mid-game portion. The question was the position could have been improved upon. Still not really respecting the fact that the Soul could be for Cloud. They banned away his Vulcan just in case.
Exactly. Just got to be careful. Unsure of whose hand that's going to wind up in. The Robin and the Vimana banned out, as well as the Chuck, a high-pressure early game solo laner. Strictly Business going to opt for the Hercules instead, which is more of a mid and a late game powerhouse than the early game character that is Chalk.
And Nickwood playing this Hercules yet again. We saw what he was able to do with it in game number 1. As long as he's making these rotations, he finds the double kill driving strikes, he could put his team in another similar situation where they start getting this Gold Fury and start commanding an early game lead. But the question is, can they convert it second game?
Nickwood's the reason that Strictly Business almost win that game. The entire lead kind of snowballed out of the fact that Hercules had control of the right side of the map. And that became Strictly Business's game, and then, well, we all saw game number 1, so kind of a different story at the end of the day. But in the beginning of the day, it was all about Kronos, and funny I speak about time because Kronos is going to show, was all about Hercules. Funny pun, Kronos is selected.
Kronos with a Thoth, double magical here between the Mage and the Hunter. So Strictly Business are relying on their frontline bruiser, Hercules, Thor damage combinations to get off the early game succession, while Thoth and Kronos are starting to try to build some of their magical damage items to carry it in the later portion.
Yeah, SB, I like the fact that they go to Kronos. I don't think that this god is out of the conversation at all. And if anybody's going to bring something slightly out of norm, it's going to be Michael Checo. We know that he loves, well, he loves odd picks in general, but he certainly loves his Kronos.
I mean, we've seen so many interesting things out of Michael Checo during his time with Elevate. He would play Ao Kwong in that duel lane, while his jungler, Dr. L, would play Morrigan, while his mid laner would play Neef, and they would double World Weaver into his lane. So you can never really expect anything coming out of Michael Checo.
And that's what I really enjoy the most. I'm glad you broke that down the way you did. I like the fact that Michael Checo plays oddball with a reason, not just because he feels like it.
Trying to find a little bit of aggression in that dual lane. Look what's going down during that red buff, though. A lot of damage in the mid lane. I think that they pulled 3 minions to help them clear out their own red and purple buff.
Ooh, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah, StarBoys, they actually went between Tier 1 and Tier 2 just to pull some minions away from the wave.
That's an interesting bet. I like that StarBoy starting at the enemy red buff because they Strictly Business have shown their hand. They showed us last time around. Nice catch by Kronos there to earn himself the minion and, more importantly, perhaps the heal. Joey in trouble, just trading basics with that coin, but here comes Thor. Spin to win, but the jump is already leveled, and Joey Donut able to survive one more time.
The star connects, and that's going to be first blood here for Baronic.
Finding the basic attack through traffic. Baronic walking backwards, beep, beep, First blood for Strictly Business.
Great confident play here coming out of Boronic, and this is why it's so important to level up your escape here. If Joey Donut doesn't have his jump, he's guaranteed dead there, and if obviously Boronic doesn't level up his dash, he doesn't find the kill.
Yeah, very, very important. That's why you see when you watch the players stream or whatnot, if they're playing relatively hardcore, try hard, I guess is the term. You'll see them hang on to those abilities. You'll level up, and you won't put any points into it until absolutely needed. You know, even at level 1, you'll see players with 0 abilities in case they got caught out in the jungle. Then I'll use my jump. That sucks that I have my jump, but at least I'm not dead.
That's very true. It's also very unfortunate for certain gods that don't really rely on their clear to be able to clear the wave, or their dash to be able to clear the wave.
Right. Specifically,
you're looking at Sun Wukong and Vamana, whereas gods like Hercules and Tyr and Thor could still level up their escapes and clear the wave at the same time.
Yeah, so they got to be, so those gods are a little bit more careful. Same could be said about Thor with the way the hammer works, but when you invest the hammer for damage, you're not using it for its escapability. So a little troublesome there. Nickwood hitting 5 before everybody else on the map, and he's the first one with an ult.
Reminesto also doing a good job invading the enemy's speed, now picking up his own speed to follow up. Sitting at level 5, first god in the game here, and with his global presence, he's going to be positioning himself between that mid and solo lane action, waiting for that right opportunity.
That opportunity is the question of when it's going to come.
Looks like it might be on the solo lane, actually. He's now
There
going
it
into
is.
the sky, but he's going to barely miss the stun as well. But teleporting in with that Berserker Barrage, that's all he needs. Even taking out 3 tower shots, being able to survive that one.
And that just goes to show, if at first you don't succeed, if at second you don't succeed, if at third you don't succeed, try again. Missed the ult, missed the hammer, missed the stun, but he hits him with the spin to win.
There was no mark in the Vanguard though from Sam. There was no Eagles rallies. It was still a calculated play. There weren't too many defensive options for this blowing in the solo lane. Just being kind of neglected here because Joey Donut took an early spill. So as a result, losing the speed buff early on along with the blue, not putting StarBoys in a very comfortable spot.
Exactly. At the end of the day, all well and good for Strictly Business, sitting 2 kills up to StarBoys. Got to be careful of any lead SB has, though, now.
Strictly Business doing a good job with their long-range poke between Reminisced and Boronic. This Thor-Thoth combination is going to be that long-range artillery that you're really looking for to be able to poke some gods down before you go for some of these aggressive invades.
Wrapping around left side, it's going to be StarBoys' mid laner Clow. Nice ultimate from Daily Dale, who finds 3 players, but a better one from the Monkey, and that sets up Clow for the kill out of Matt Coys. Reminisce gets 2 for the price of 1, and there's Clow, double kill for 2 separate players.
Nickwood trying to find some more kills for his team, finding the heal from that mitigate wounds. The boulder chunking out Sam. It's going to be Boronic dashing and finding the stun, connecting on 2, connects on 3, and that's a 3 for 2.
Playing the Thoth like Mahibo. Boronic getting right into the face. There's Nickwood, finds the driving strike. 1 more will do it, and it's going to be Boronic through the wall. Misses 2, can't find the 3rd either. Nickwood still here, and Clow gets away.
Oh, not able to escape those astral arrows through the wall, but the lack of rotation from Michael Checo means that he was free farming on the left-hand side. He was able to squeeze in a wave, squeeze in the red buff as well, so this is why we're seeing him sitting at level 7 compared to Cameron still at level 6. Overall, though, nice little victory for Strictly Business. They were traded out 3 for 3, but that solo farm that Michael Checo received is going to allow this Kronos to transition relatively safely in that mid-game.
You know, Michael Checo not making that rotation, that's what Kronos wants to do. Hang out, build, see you later. I like the half rotation coming out of Cameron, just firing the shots, doesn't have to completely commit, but still, nice thought process. Daily Dale shields himself and will get out of jail. Left side, the speed buff, or excuse me, the red buff, stolen by Strictly Business.
It's going to be very important for Daily Dale to prioritize some of his Geb shields correctly because there's a lot of options for Strictly Business to engage with. You got the Thor stun wall from a distance, you have Boronic stun, and you have Michael Checo's time stop. That's not going to be an easy task for him to be like, all right, you guys, give me some time. You can't all get CC'd at once.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Checo, that time stop in the middle of a team fight, especially in the jungle, you just can't get out of it. You can't avoid the giant stun ball from Kronos.
Some of these lane ability, or some of these just line abilities can make such a big impact in these jungle fights, especially if you're looking between that speed buff into that mid wave.
Yeah.
It has a very short corridor to allow a lot of damage from Michael Checo and also from Baronic Reminisce.
Also at the same time, Cloud, though, you drop down the supernova there, all of a sudden it's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of trouble. The Monkey Ultimate coming through one more time. Joey Donut with the setup, and there's Cloud with the kill. Baronic winds up coming through on the other side, biting back for his team, 1-for-1, but it's Cloud again taking down the support. The Soul is on fire.
Look at Nikwit trying to find the cleanup kill with that boulder that's not available to him. Actually, I thought that he was about to throw it over the top, but Baronic didn't have his dash available either. Sam just sitting in that right-hand side, hitting level 8 compared to level 9 on Nikwit, so still doing a good job is farming for Strictly Business. They trade out 2-for-1 at the end of that engage.
Oh, look at the setup here. Nikwit finds the dash and a little bit of damage onto Sam, but watch out, Joey Donut coming around from the bottom. He's going to chase out Nikwit. Fear No Evil not available, but StarBoys finally defend one of their buffs, and it's going to go speed buff over to Joey Donut. Because of that, a lot of action here early on, folks. 11 kills, nice and evenly split throughout the teams, 6-5. SMB in the lead there, also in the lead in general. Up just under 2,000 gold.
Joey Donut had a lot of patience in that last encounter, holding his Fear No Evil until the right moment to disrupt the flow from that Berserker Barrage. Sam even baiting out that driving strike on the right. A little bit of mind games here on the right-hand side. Not going to see too much action here as that team fight has fizzled away. Speed buff's not going to respawn for another minute and a half here, but it's Baronic, though, going to get jumped on.
Yeah, the slow is very strong from Joey Donut, but still doesn't want full commit. Wrap around from Strictly Business. 3 separate players. Clow already in the corporeal form.
I thought it was going to be Joey Donut getting turned on without his jump as he tries to be aggressive against Baronic, but instead trying to catch out Cloud here, which makes sense because Soul not having that distance gap closer.
But she's got the 3.
Yeah, but you could still poke her out before she gets into that corporeal form. There's a decent amount of burst damage here coming out of a level 10 Thor that you can take advantage of.
Yeah, either way, still just trouble with the target selection here coming out from SB. Left side, they're going to push up the left-hand lane.
Which SB, though? Your face right now. Oh, my God.
Mind just completely blown as Clow walks away from trouble. Double players caught up in the ultimate at the Daily Dale. There's the ultimate of the Clow. But Reminisce able to get out of there no problem, just walking underneath the tower.
Forced to go into that purification beat to also prevent that knockup, which could have set up even more damage. Daily Dale showing his presence in that mid lane with a nice knockup against Baronic. Very important to disrupt a Thoth, whether you're trying to stop out his final judgment or even just not allowing him to line up an easy shot.
You know, Strictly Business here, I mean, like, you say SB the way you say TSM. Like, Team Solo Mid and TSM are, like, 2 different, you know what I mean? Not just fun initials. It's, like, an important part of, like, the team's, like, iconic SB. Like, that's what you call them.
StarBoys, though, too.
No! You call Strictly Business Star... No, you don't call them StarBoys. You call them SB.
But what if I identify as a Starboy?
You gotta call Moji about that one. He already owns that one.
Damn.
Sorry about that one, bud. You're just out of there. Right now, look at this play, look at this play, look at this play. 3 players grouped up around the right-hand side. Don't say anything. Shh. We're hunting StarBoys. All players come out of there because the StarBoys realize it's happening. Nice stun coming out from the Thor. But that's still a Gab. That's going to be the turnaround. Ultimate out of Joey Donut. And now Reminisce is 1 crit away from death.
Michael Checo with a nice time stop, buying some more time for the Thor to survive, but not in time to teleport to that hammer.
As soon as the unhanding smash, overhand smash.
Imagine Hun Bats, instead of overhanding, he just turns his hands around because of Ganesh for whatever reason. He's like, all right, you know what? We're going to switch Pantheons now.
I don't understand. What?
Because the way they meditate, right? They go underhand with the meditate. Look at it. Look at the
Joey Donut needs a meditation right now. He's going to jump away from the ultimate out of Nikwit. I think a lot of people are going to make fun of that ultimate. You choose a direction, right? He either jumps over the wall and you hit him with it, or he goes backward, or he jumps in that direction and you hit him with it.
We're talking about not making any hesitation plays here, especially with a big bursting ultimate such as the Hercules. There's a very small window of opportunity to find some kills, and Nickwood, at least he's certainly trying for that one. And there's a ramp-up time for that ultimate, but no ramp-up for that Eagles Rally or the Cataclysm.
Two different ultimates, Nickwood still. If that Gem Shield didn't come through, Nickwood finds a kill 1 versus 3. Instead, he's likely going to go down empty-handed. And that'll be the case. Nice hammer coming out. And the Zerka's Barrage. Reminisce gets the kill. But what is it worth? I don't know if I like this play here, Tall.
Oh, Cloud misses everything, though. The Supernova and the Stellar Burst. Able to teleport into the own blue.
Oh, Daily Dale coming through. The stun on Reminisce is strong.
Look at this. Look at the Cold Fury. Everyone from Strictly Business are like, you two have fun in the soul lane. We're going to get the objective.
Yeah, again, like I said, kind of both teams flubbing here. Strictly Business get credit for the Gold's Fury. I think that was so I thought that was a bad play by Reminisce to go or sort of get retribution for his fallen teammate. That doesn't really matter until you realize that he's just distracted.
Yeah, not only did Reminisce rotate to be able to clean up at least 1 kill, especially onto Joey Donut, so that's a nice little win for Reminisce, but his team gets the gold here. That's what you want out of your solo laner, to be able to proxy between that tier 1 and tier 2.
And that's what you want out of your solo laner there. Nickwood getting 1 more kill, trying to prevent Veronic from going down, but no no driving strike available because of the cooldown. So the monkey, or excuse me, the mid lane does fall down. Joey Donut, barely alive. What was that stun? Reminisce, I like the one before.
No, he's not done yet. He's not going to allow Joey Donut to escape this time around. Missing out the ultimate and the hammer, but it's going to be Michael Checo just cutting off the escape option out of the Hunbats, giving them at least a 1-for-1 there, redeeming the death out of Baronic.
Reminisce getting that's adrenaline. That's hype, right? You get so excited, everything just starts whiffing. Feel for that.
Just need to slow things down. But look at this, StarBoys not slowing down, getting a Portal Demon right under everyone's noses.
I like how Cloud comes through in the invincibility form. Very small, again, the small plays. I like those plays. I like it.
If he goes through that portal in the invulnerable form, though, he doesn't have that cooldown to be able to escape. That's a win-loss. That's a bigger loss, actually.
Nah, because you're going to get blown up when you come through the portal.
Yeah, but you're at least getting mobility by using your 3, and then you have that small...
Already dead. The amount of time it takes to...
Depends on the defensive relics. He had Beads and Aegis up.
Sure. With the Aegis, I'm down to entertain it. But I feel like the amount of time it takes for Soul to get into the Fireball, you're already dead. If you assume that there's players by the Fire Jet, you're just already done. So... I don't know.
But hey,
I like it. You don't. I think that's fine.
If he dies, he dies.
I love you. You're due. Oh man, we'll talk about it later. Nickwood wants to hear nothing from Joey Donut. That's a big ultimate out of Daily Dale though. Nicer knockup. No follow up. It's all about StarBoys here.
Out of Cloud.
Right side. Nickwood gets pushed out of the fight, and Daily Dale try to control things from the backside without the ult.
Cloud doing a decent amount of damage after the ultimate knockup from Daily Dale. Just following up is only the Soul, though. There was still non-rotation here out of these 2 hunters. Neither of them really want to rotate, though, because of how easy it is to melt these towers. You got a level 14 Rama that has that steroid maxed out as well as Michael Checo with this Chronos.
So right now, 14.5 in the game here, folks. 10-8, Strictly Business leading there. About 5,000 gold in the lead, give or take as well. A little shy of it at 4,400. But StarBoys, they were down an absorbent amount of gold in game number 1. Almost 15,000 at one point. Still able to fight back into it. So this lead in comparison seems like nothing.
Compared to the last game, absolutely. Strictly Business need to find ways to get this next goal here that's respawning in about a minute and a half time. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a similar base strategy in the soul lane, as Nickwood took on 3 people last time. He could more than easily do so again. Now with this defensive items here, he has the Breastplate of Valor. He also has a lot of magical defense to follow up.
Interesting build coming out here from the Hunbats, going with the penetration option of Jotun's first instead of the Hunbats passive synergizing item, the Hydra's Lament. How do you feel? I feel like that's almost objectively wrong in a game where very little is objectively wrong.
I think that Joey Donut is estimating that he's not going to be in position to get off those in-hands. He's going to try to want to overhand smash from a distance and then back off. We'll use that ultimate and then engage as well. So if he's worried about that, then sure, Hydro Lament is definitely not the way to go. Not only that, though, you're looking at a bigger cooldown percentage out of this Jotun's Wrath.
And that's the key point that I actually want to bring up and kind of eat my words here, in that there are, you know, it's multiple approaches, different approaches, right? The pure assassin that Hunbat's turned into with the Hydra's Lament, sure, you go in, you drop everything, right, ultimate included, and you just sort of go for the immediate kill. Joey Donut, by going for the more cooldown reduction item, he's not going to be able to find those in-hands with the power that comes out of the basic attack after the fact because of the passive. But he will be able to drop more Fear No Evils.
That's 20% CDR. That's a lot. It's nothing to scoff at compared to Hydro Lament. That's slightly shorter. You're not really wanting to take that trade-off. He's still going to be able to get that 10% CDR once he finishes it off anyway. So it's a better timing window.
Now. Nice ultimate out of Michael Checo. Can't say the same about Clow. Ronick picks up the kill onto the mid laner. Michael Checo hits rewind just as the Kata comes through.
No beat or Aegis used out of Cloud. Not able to survive that one despite the ultimate damage coming out of Michael Checo. It's Reminisce using his ultimate as that satellite window, but going up into the skies, Cameron finding the snipes, but it's really not enough to steal its one away.
Too soon, Executus, and the second Gold Fury goes the way of Strictly Business. Cameron looking here on the left side while Daily Dale looks on the right with 4 different members of SB. Joey chasing down. There's the ultimate, and there's the kill.
Trying to find it. Finally, Cameron will connect with the hit. So far, it's been a 2-for-1 as Reminisce gets taken out. Cloud just now reviving. Matt Coys going back into this team fight, forcing out the beats from Cameron.
Wow, Joey jumping into 4 different people. I know he has the beats, but that was a spherical play.
Look at Cameron, though, trying to sacrifice himself under that tier 1 tower. He actually tried to back right outside the tier 1 tower, just hoping nobody would see him. He's like, I'm going to turn my back this way. If I don't see them, they don't see me.
If I can't see him, no one can. Tully actually reenacted that, by the way. Tully stood up, turned around. No one could see him. It was adorable. Portal Demon. Well, yesterday was Father's Day, so now we can destroy the Fire Giant Jr. StarBoys get a little bit of something extra. 18 on the clock, and they're trailing by about 6K.
Still leading the charge of Strictly Business here in game number 2 with a 6,000 goalie, not as dominant as before, but I think it's because they're putting their foot on the brakes a little bit. They're not wanting to try to get off too many aggressive plays as they were worried about the lack of execution in terms of closing out the first game. So they're playing a little bit more cautiously here.
Just got to be careful, right? You know, StarBoys kind of surprised SB, I think. Got him for a surprise.
We should say SB squared. This is the SB squared matchup.
No! Listen, Strictly Business is SB. StarBoys is just StarBoys. I'm telling you, man.
There's going to be a petition here. We're going to have Twitch chat vote on this one.
You got P petition in chat probably already screaming. But just like other irrelevant things, Joey Donut going to be stuck here and just die 1v3. Not that big of a deal.
Not at all here, but the rest of his teammates trying to find players on opposite sides of the map because of the lack of pressure here from StarBoys. They're going to put Cameron on the left-hand side trying to split push.
There's going to be Michael Checo just dealing with things, trying to push up here. Both in the mid and the right lane, excuse me. I kind of like how SB are kind of spread out, and that's Strictly Business. You're welcome. Cameron, though, well, he split pushed his way to a mid Phoenix and then the victory. Gonna do the same thing here, but likely get in a little bit more trouble this time around.
You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's exactly what Reminisce is saying to himself. He tried to stop that Phoenix Siege with that Nemesis the last time, but he was a Nemesis. He doesn't have any crowd control to stop that.
Well, here's going to be trouble for the support as Nickwood just goes right on through. And at 19 minutes, just before the 20-minute marker, mid-Phoenix goes down. Cameron's still here, just dancing with Thor.
There's no point, honestly. Reminisce can keep his distance. He can easily clear the wave just by throwing out that hammer, and Cameron can also get poked out here by that stun hammer combination. There is no lifesteal on this ROM.
Yeah, no, I don't like this choice from Cameron to stay here this long. Someone's going to show up. Someone's going to show up. Look, it's Michael Checo.
Michael Checo's making the rotation happen. Cameron overcommitting here. He knows he's dead. He's just thinking to himself like, all right, I'm going to get 5% more damage on this tower.
No part of that was a good play.
No, not at all. He really wanted it to happen, but it really, Joey Dona wants this to happen, but a nice beats out of Baronic. He didn't even have to use it during that last Phoenix mid engagement.
I'm like still angry about the camera play. There's
That's a frustration play. Mentally as a player, sometimes you get in this mindset like, I gotta put the team on my back. That's what Cameron was trying to do there, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
The Thor alone could stop it.
You get these blinders on sometimes, Tully, where it's just, you know, man, you're going for it and just you have one thing in your mind, and I think Cameron was just seeing red right there, unfortunately.
16-9 here for Strictly Business, still with a comfortable lead, about 9,000 gold, but this time they finally get themselves a Fire Giant to be able to capitalize. I'm sorry, get a Phoenix to be able to capitalize with their lead, not even taking the time to go for the Fire Giant quite yet as they're trying to go for this tier 2.
And that's another thing that Kronos does very well, just chunking out the towers. Checo uses the Aegis. Cloud doesn't get a chance to, as Nick was able to cut him down. There's going to be trouble for the Rockman as well. Double kill for Nick with the solo laner, and there's going to be trouble for Cameron on the front side as well. Michael Checo picks up the kill on the back line. Rom takes to the sky. He's going to fall down right about now, and there's the double kill for Mr. Checo himself. Strictly Business, just as their name entails. They take 4 players down, Tully. No messing around game 2.
It's all up to Sam to defend, but it's a girdle being popped by Strictly Business. It's going to be the split here after this one. Losing game number 1, but dominating in game number 2.
SB really just upset about game number 1, I think. Coming through in the clutch here in game 2. 20-9 in just 22